Today we have David Parker to illustrate how to convert basic strength into javelin throw. Caution, detail, technique, and instruction ahead.
Any suggestion on how people can train on this soft step?
Of course, you've got to get strong unilaterally, so you've got to have general strength, you've got to have good leg strength. You know, being able to squat and basic movement patterns that help to develop physical integrity, that's important, right? Beyond that, you've got to have good unilateral leg strength, so you've got to be able to handle load through single leg. You know, again, basic things like step ups, step downs, or altitude drops onto double leg and then single leg. But I would always train double leg before single leg. You've got to have good general characteristics first in terms of accepting force before you go into more specific things like single leg altitude drops.
So single leg altitude drop.
Yeah, but you wouldn't go from the same height. You would go from a lower height, but you can wear a weighted vest. You can add load in a controlled way. You can replicate some of the forces by doing this stuff. And it's very hard to replicate forces in any other way for javelin because the forces are very high at front foot contact, of course. Again, you look at the individual and go, what do they need and what's the best thing for them? Then it goes into the series of drills. You're looking at transference. Then you would do like your kind of single leg squatting here, squat, 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 yeah, and then hold the last one and then drop into the block. With certain athletes who have this pushing movement pattern off the back leg, I think I had one athlete I was working with in Portugal a few weeks ago who I just put like a BOSU on the floor there, and I was just getting them doing it here, then getting them to drop the knee to the BOSU as an external cue to get them to feel it. Because a lot of the time when you're trying to make technical adjustments, the athlete will understand what you're telling them. They're smart, but their body can't do it. So you have to make that neural connection between what they understand and what the body is capable of. So using external cues is really good because that becomes the coach. Not all coaching is intrinsic, it's not all verbal. I think some coaches just want to say stuff in the hope that it will stick. But a lot of the time it doesn't. Most of these guys have got bad habits. If it was so easy to verbal cue them out of it, we'd all be throwing 85 meters, you know? It's not that easy.